This is your favorite curator, the digital collectible purrator. And today, guys, I just want to discuss something with you. So I've already made a video on how, there's so much depression in the market, right? Potentially we're at the disbelief stage. Who knows? Time will tell and we'll see from there. But I am getting told every fucking day again, NFTs are dead. NFTs are never going to be a thing anymore, right? In my previous video, I've already shown you guys pretty much the receipts on anyone and their mom being bearish on NFTs right here, right now. And I've been noticing some things there's nothing I can do about that. So I kind of wanted to go through a few things which are happening, which have happened recently, and you tell me if NFTs are dead, right? So first of all, let's start with this one. 3, 2, 1, and boom. The Mac King being sold, right? Matt Lat's premier piece has been sold for what? 7x floor price. And even though that's not the best price, still 150 or 140 Solana has been paid for this one. It's a little lower on the ratio of grills to floors, but make no mistake, right? It looks like someone is still down to pay 150 Solana for a Matt Latz NFT, right? I might just be kind of crazy, guys, but I'm kind of just noticing that it's kind of odd if a market truly is dead, right? If I was gonna continue to the next one, Backpack will airdrop 1% of the tokens to MATLABs holders. Why? I mean, maybe I'm just a little bit crazy. Maybe it's just a little bit far-fetched, but aren't NFTs supposed to be dead? Right? I mean, if so, why would you just airdrop token to your token holders? I don't know. Maybe it's just me being having too much of a wishful thinking kind of mindset. Maybe I'm just coping, but if NFTs were dead, I don't believe this would make a whole lot of sense, would it? Another piece, though. I recently made a video on people scouting out DGOTS grills, right? Especially within DGOTS, it's no secret that this community just loves to absolutely sandblast funds on grills, especially when you would look at the floor price to grill ratio. People are absolutely spending so much, right? A Medusa has been sold, one of the 1 out of 1 DGOTS, has been sold around 100 Solana. Another one, this has been sold for 33 Solana, which was pretty much 6.5x the floor price afterwards. Kind of weird for being dead. Maybe I'm just delusional, but I think it's peculiar. Same one with this. This one has been sold at around 35 Solana, I believe. That's so weird for stuff being dead. Looking at another Mamba trade, also equally being sold at around the 30 to 40 Solana mark. Same with this Nebula skin. Quite confident this one has been sold at what, 6 to 7x the floor price. How is that dead? I just don't see it. the other day, one of the DGOT's team members bought this amazing mounts, right? Like, so basically, within, like, we're talking about Utes, obviously, right? Utes are basically like the DGOT's little brother, like the fuzzy little brother, if you will, right? Like the artwork does not look alike at all. But interestingly, one of the team members called Patty bought this one for 5 Solana. And Utes are trading at what? 1.2 Solana right now. Isn't that just weird? Because like I just keep on reading all these things that NFTs are dead. Then why are team members themselves buying asset at like a 4 to 5x valuation of a floor? Aren't we supposed to be dead? I mean, like, this line doesn't matter. But basically, yesterday, some guy called IMP123, I'm Cat123. Well, there you go. Some guy just like swept 100 BTC puppets, Bitcoin puppets. To me, like, that's so weird because I don't want to be repeating myself, right? But like, we're supposed to be dead, right? Like, if you're considering the news, if you're considering like what everyone has been saying, right? It's never going to be a thing anymore. It's over. Pack your bags. NFTs are never going to be returning in whatever way, shape, or form. Infrastructure is dead, whatever you want to call it, right? But there's also like a counter argument to where there are some like different voices within the space as well who behave like they do not really agree with that opinion. Now, again, like as I've mentioned before, one might say like it's smart money buying in. But the fact is, we will only know after, well, after everything's said and done, whether this was smart money, right? But you know what? Even though like this market is presumed to be dead, it kind of looks and feels like there are some parties who just like simply disagree. Oh, there you go. Pete's message on I decided to sweep 106 Bitcoin puppets last night, which is kind of crazy, right? That is what? I mean, like, that's pretty much like 1.5 Bitcoin worth, which is in and about like 90,000 US dollars right now. I mean, for being dead, this has some decent engagement as well, right? Doesn't it? Boom, there you go, Pete. You're welcome. If we're looking at all of like the ordinals market, right? So like NFTs on Bitcoin, in the past 30 days, many of these brands, communities, whatever you want to call them, have been up in numbers, right? In the past 30 days, Note Monkeys plus 18%, OMB plus 50%, Bitcoin Puppets plus 59%, Motocat Racing Club plus 233%, Runestones plus 22%. And I mean, like, for example, like Taproot Wizards is not really up, but you kind of get the drift, right? Like, if you're just looking at these numbers, so many more are rather up than they are down. And yet, we're supposed to be dead. Solana NFTs in the past 30 days. Matlats, not up, but you know what? Kind of is what it is. I regard them highly. Frogana, I mean, I'm not sure what to think on Frogana yet, so we're gonna move on to like the ones which matter. SMB Gen 2, 30% or like 28.4 in the past 30 days. DGOTS plus 20%. Famous Foxes plus 43%. Clanosaurs plus 48%. Other Chaos, not sure what to think of those. Geckos plus 21%. Utes plus 64%. SMB Gen 3 plus 20%. Retardio Cousins plus 15%. OK Bears plus 37%. So, guys, I mean, this is kind of like the point I'm trying to make, right? At some point in time, everyone and their mom really considered their Pokemon trading cards to be not of value anymore, right? I'm sure there's going to be like some people out there who will recognize me saying like, "Hey, like you wake up one day and your mom just gave away all of your trading cards." Not necessarily with me, but like I've heard many of these stories. They did not like instantly teleport to like all of the crazy valuations that we're seeing today, right? It took many years, and about just before the COVID crisis, that's when Pokemon cards started to take off, right? And it started to catch narrative, etc., etc. Now, I think you can draw like some comparisons with NFTs in general, right? I kind of believe you need like a whole bunch of people that truly are convinced that NFTs are dead and will never come back. And for that, it will be like a very much a hated rally for this market to like thrive again, right? And we're seeing that. We're seeing like the disbelief, what word I'm looking like for, like the symptoms of like disbelief in the market. Not really disbelief, even more so depression, really. And I believe at the same time there are some very um, clear symptoms of like this market not being dead. People still care, right? Price action might have taken a huge dump from the highs, but that doesn't mean that all the people have left, right? Like they're still being built on this. People still care. People still like to collect, right? I'm not even talking about like the utilities to NFTs, right? To where you can use it for real world assets, etc., etc. I'm just talking about like the developments within like the NFT scene with with more so specifics on the NFTs which are there to be collected. And I'm telling you guys, I do not agree with the market of NFTs being dead. I think there's a lot of depression in the market. I've seen this before to where Bitcoin was called dead, to where it's said to be never revived again, etc., etc. And objectively, I kind of hope to basically show you guys that you might want to consider them that for like they having like quite the fall from grace. But at the same time, this market is not dead. Not on like the builder side, not on the collector side. And that's what I kind of wanted to highlight with this one. Let me know what you guys think. Are you like one of like the 99% who truly believe that this market will never come back? Or are you like one of like the very few who are, well, either right or are coping really hard that this is a market worth collecting? This is a market worth like to mingle with, if you will, right? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Cheers.